A man brought his terminally ill dog to see the ocean one last time. From 1953 to 1970, United Airlines had men-only flights with cigars, cocktails, and steak dinners. Loggers in 1980 discovered a mummified hunting dog inside a chestnut oak, stuck there since the 1960s after chasing prey up the tree. A Godfather-themed wedding cake with edible mobster details. An abandoned Boeing 737 sitting in a Bali field with no runway and no explanation. Fences in South London built from recycled World War II stretchers. Former NBA giant Manute Bol, 7'7", relaxing in a swimming pool. Mike Tyson at a house party in 1995. A divorcing couple dividing their Beanie Babies in court in the 1990s. Johnny Cash shaking an inmate's hand during his Folsom Prison performance in 1968. In Iceland, you can hand draw a map on a letter with no address, and it will still reach the right home. Galileo's first drawings of the moon after viewing it through a telescope in the 1600s. 3.75 megabytes of storage in 1956, so large that it needed a forklift. Old tires transformed into creative recycled designs. Armored gauntlets worn by Holy Roman Emperor Maximilian I between 1508 and 1519. In 2018, a Brazilian woman married a rag doll made by her mother, claimed to have kids with it, and later accused it of cheating. A dentist in 1900 using a fully portable foot-powered drill captured on a glass negative. A brick road crafted to look like a woven carpet. Paleolithic flutes made from animal bones 35,000 to 45,000 years ago, the oldest instruments ever discovered. A page full of Einstein's messy equations from his 1912 notebook. A cemetery in Guangzhou, China, graves rising up the hillside like stone waves. Engineers hiding jokes and Easter eggs on circuit boards. A father and son found alive in the jungle in 2013, 40 years after fleeing bombings during the Vietnam War. One of the last photos of Omaira Sanchez, taken hours before she passed away. Captain Sully Sullenberger landing U.S. Airways Flight 1549 on the Hudson River in 2009. The most successful ditching in aviation history. A Japanese road bridge that passes straight through a building. A Korean world map from 1402, based on earlier Chinese sources. Maria Berzon, born in the US, living in Spain, became the world's oldest verified living person at 117 years old. Arnold Schwarzenegger and President George Bush riding a sled together, 1991. In the early 1900s, a man couldn't afford dentures, so he melted toothbrush handles and used coyote teeth to make his own. 4 different tigers together: a golden tiger, a snow white tiger, a Bengal tiger, and a white tiger. X-rays of a portrait revealing that the artist repainted Charles II of Spain over an earlier version of himself. Australia's green bird flower, blooms shaped like tiny hummingbirds frozen mid-air. In 2003, 2 men stole a parked Boeing 727 from Luanda Airport and disappeared forever. The Beatles, before they became famous. The hanging coffins of Sagada. Instead of being buried, the dead were placed high up on cliffs. Michelangelo's David wrapped in bricks during World War II to protect it from bombing. Tequila bottle hats are tools for salting glasses or squeezing limes. Life under Hong Kong's old Kai Tak Airport, jets flying so low you could read the wheels. View from the 107th floor of the North Tower of the World Trade Center in 1976. The oubliette dungeon of Warwick Castle, a vertical pit where prisoners were dropped and forgotten. The Edward Boland shipwreck on Namibia's Skeleton Coast is now 400 meters inland due to drifting sand. Abduli Moose, the Somali pirate from the MV Maersk Alabama hijacking, holding the GED he earned in a US prison. A mushroom-shaped house in Japan, straight out of a fairy tale. A lake in Finland shaped exactly like the outline of Finland. Vesna Yulovich, who survived a fall from 10,160 meters without a parachute, the highest fall anyone has lived through. Freddie Mercury eating soup in bed alongside his cats, 1987. Hundreds of schoolgirls in Tokyo marching with gas masks in 1936. The world's most expensive cow, sold in Brazil for $4.8 million. A full-scale replica of Noah's Ark in Kentucky, with dinosaurs on board. An incredible Night King makeup transformation. Sir Isaac Newton's tooth was sold for $3,633 in 1816 and mounted into a ring. Vilberzan suffers from severely swollen lymph nodes, likely from radiation-related illness. Drug lord Frank Lucas wearing his iconic $100,000 chinchilla coat. In 1986, a man spends 72 hours in a cage with 72 of India's most venomous snakes to show they don't attack unless provoked. He left without a single bite. A hospital bill from 1962 for a 7-day stay to give birth. At a chiropractic convention in 1956, winners were chosen based on the beauty of their X-rays and posture. A sperm whale calf nursing beneath its mother, a rare underwater sight. People of Pompeii preserved in volcanic ash exactly as they fell nearly 2,000 years ago. A delivery rider in London using a penny farthing bicycle. Professor Sidney Engelberg teaching while holding a student's crying baby for half an hour. Textiles woven entirely from recycled plastic waste. Adolf Hitler, photographed as a German Army Lance Corporal in 1921. A father and son duo holding Olympic records despite competing 20 years apart. Satellite view of a massive typhoon approaching the Philippines, nearly the size of the country. Mount Rushmore before carving in the 1920s, and how it looks now. The University of Minnesota was founded in 1851, 7 years before Minnesota became a state. The Anatolian tectonic plate shifted 3 to 3.5 meters during an earthquake. A wall of shipping containers forming part of the Arizona-Mexico border. A sculpture inspired by the Russian sleep experiment urban legend. A Chicago hot dog restaurant celebrating Pride Month with a rainbow storefront.